Hey guys, welcome back to Super Switch U. Don't really have like important topics to talk about. Sorry, just took a drink of water and it's like all yeah. Yeah, it's not really like new stuff. Also, this is okay, better. So, just got back from State Fair and got a new piece of art for the wall of background. um, It's a little bit hard to tell. I've messed with the curtain to try to get it to be a little bit more uh, not so bright, but it just will not get in focus with this camera. And I don't know if yeah, it's not gonna fix it. Okay, um, there's One Piece. We got One Piece on the wall, and you might be thinking, what's One Piece doing up there? I thought that was all video game stuff because it's a video game channel. But I say to you, uh, hold your freaking horses. I'll get to my point. This game right here. See this artwork? See this artwork? It's the same. It's the same artwork from the cover of One Piece Unlimited World R Deluxe Edition. Uh, so I thought that was pretty cool. Hold on. Logan needs some cheese balls. He's having a snack attack. Okay, one more handful and then Daddy's closing it. So one more. Okay, that's it. Yeah, he needed white cheddar cheese balls. Anyway, so I just figured could just talk about that. Um, this was I want to say PlayStation 3 was at the same time as the 3DS release. I always remember it as and associate it as a 3DS game because here in the US, GameStop released it exclusively, and so there was like only so many, and they actually like numbered your copy out of however many that they printed, and that was it. And I ended up getting one of those. um, so it was really cool. At least I think it was this one that they numbered. There was another game that came out for the 3DS, and it might have been that one that was numbered. I don't know. I might be getting my stuff mixed up. Um, Either way, it was pretty all right on the 3DS. Definitely better on Switch. And actually, I got this in the first year. It's an import title. You can tell by the very large USK PEGI rating system that covers so much of the bottom box art. Um, but I did not order this online. Oh no no no! Shortly after Game Exchange opened in Shawnee, so this was in 2017. It opened earlier that year. No, no, it didn't. August was the first month that they were open, and that's when I got this. I got this in August of 2017. So yeah, like in the first year of the Switch, this was just sitting there on their shelf, like 40, $50. So of course I picked it up because I like this one, and I will I will do this in a future Let's Play Tabletop, just so you guys know. Like I didn't do it in the past 3 seasons on just the Switch 1. But we're gonna check this thing out on Switch 2 and see if it looks any better than it did in tabletop or handheld mode on Switch 1. I might even do some other stuff. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been 8 years, so it's probably time for another go through of this. But anyway, I just really want to show that off. It was a little pricey. It was $20, but game related artwork to hang up. Sorry about that. Dad responsibilities. I gotta step away for a second. Um, but anyway, so I'm still attempting to add to this. I just don't have a lot of money to just go like throw at posters and whatever and hang everything up. Because again, it is just background, but I got the stuff from NES. World Championship and a cardboard thing from Pokemon. That really cool piece. The Zelda Tears of the Kingdom pre-order. Technically, those little sticky notes have the stickers from Cyberpunk 2077, and then the two little things are tags from Pikachu's that Logan insisted that he needed, but it's got Pikachu and his Pokemon on it. So, stuck those in the little corner right there. And the Indiana Jones hat right there, which is not specifically movie related either, but as things show up, that will probably leave. But it's just, that's what I wanted to show off. And it fits so well in that little corner. Like it has no move. It's right against the corner of the wall, and the cork board there. So I like it. I like it. But since you're here, and since I've got your attention, let's talk about Let's Play. Let's talk about Let's Play Tabletop. A few things, and I know like I can't make you guys watch it. I just put them out there, and I hope that you guys watch them. This has probably been the weirdest attempt at this so far. Trying to get this pulled up real quick. Hold on. There we go. Okay. If I do this, I can move this around. Alright, perfect. So, I started Let's Play Tabletops back in 2017. I also want to say it was somewhere around August. Just at a time when I thought maybe I could have jumped into doing something, video games, whatever. As a single guy, I had time. Did 13 episodes first season, and then I attempted it the next year in March, which if you go back and you look at the playlist, season 2 only has 3 episodes. It was never planned that way. It just sort of ended that way. I got 2 games out in March of 18. One of them was the One Piece Pirate Warriors, which I did not realize I had actually done before, so starting this season with it was probably not the best choice. And it definitely shows, because there's only 9 views for that one. But I got that one, Kirby, and I think that was there. No, it wasn't that, was it? It was Attack on Titan. The Pirate Warriors was in season 3. So it was Attack on Titan. And then there was something in May. I don't remember. But anyway, so only doing 3 episodes and like having a big gap between the second and the third one was not the plan. And then I attempted to boot it back up 2 years later in 2020, starting with Animal Crossing, or around when Animal Crossing came out. Burnt myself out real quick on that because I was trying to do like daily content, and I had a decent sized library. Like, it wasn't from lack of games to have done it before, but from lack of motivation, because I did a season 3 alongside 2 side series. I was sticking the Wii U tablet on a dock and was playing it as a tabletop mode. And then there was a knockoff Game Boy handheld. What was it, the Super Boy or something? And you could play like actual Super Nintendo cartridges in it. So I was playing that, and like the fact that you could put the controllers right into the front of this thing, so you could do 2-player off of that. It was technically a tabletop. But it didn't work so well either, and ended fairly quickly. So this attempt was more so that I started the whole Super Switch U channel switch over from all the voice acting stuff, and so it made sense in my mind to bring this back for a season 4, and I've kept up with it a lot better than I thought I would. It was pretty consistent. I did change the days. I probably should have thought about that back in advance, before I started this whole thing, that yes, not every game releases on Thursdays. Only Nintendo games release on Thursdays. So if there's new games, I can't go pick up my copy from a store and bring it back and have a video up by 9 a.m. if the store doesn't open until like 11. So that was the reason for the time changeover. If you guys missed whatever video I explained that in, but yeah. So sorry, I'm trying to remember what all I was wanting to say on this. I do have a plan for it going forward, at least through the rest of this season. And I'll pull that up too. Hold on a second. There we go. Pull this up and over and oop, nope. Give me a second. I swear I know what I'm doing with this. That folder with that one. Okay. Nope, not that one. Need this one. Okay. So I do have the rest of the episodes planned for Let's Play Tabletops. Just letting you guys know. For anybody that does watch, and there's at least somewhat consistent number for most of these. It became very clear that a lot of you guys did not want to see anything to do with keycards, because Yakuza 0 only got 6 views. Granted, it was quite a ways after the release date, but I mean, I had done that with a few things, and yeah, like Rune Factory was way after launch day, and it still got a decent amount. And Little Inferno is just a Switch 1 game, so like that got way better than I thought, like 26 at this point. So, you know, thanks guys, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting. I will say that there is a stopping point for season 4. Like, it's not going to just keep going until I decide to stop again. November 22nd is, at least at this point, the planned season finale for season 4. And if you've taken a guess, as long as nothing happens to cause me to not be able to pick up Kirby Air Riders, that's the season finale. Like, that is the last one. I know Metroid Prime 4 comes out after that, and it's December 4th. I cannot pick that one up on launch day. Like, there won't be an unboxing for it. There won't be anything. I've been told, even if I had the money for it, it is after Thanksgiving, and it's a cutoff for buying for myself. We have to focus on Christmas shopping. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that one out after the holidays. Maybe we'll recover financially, and maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to have, I think, an episode every week until then, though. All right. Yeah. Now, there's a chance. Yeah, I'm gonna try to record the one for November 15th in advance. We are supposed to be going to Utah to visit my wife's family, assuming that money also works out for that. But I do have the time off of work, so we're definitely gonna go, money pending. So I will have to record that one in advance, and it is not something new because there's not anything releasing on that week that I care for. If things go correctly, though, it should be Xenoblade Chronicles X. Just showing you guys that running on Switch 2 in Tabletop. I'm kind of going backwards here. I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't do that. But next week, next Saturday, will be Pac-Man World 2 Repack. The Switch 2 version, so another key card. I do ask that you still support this, even if you don't care for key cards. Just see how it looks, because it did release on Switch 1. It is releasing on Switch 1, so same game, just won't look or run quite as well as that version of it, but it was a cheap key card, and I didn't pay for it myself. That was a birthday gift from my brother and his family, and I appreciate that gift. I will definitely play all the way through this. And then after that, because I've got the next pre-order paid off, and that is Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 on Switch 1. We'll go through that one on October 4th, October 11th, assuming, because this one is really up in the air. Best Buy confirmed the release date for this game to me, yet they also don't have it on their listing, and so it has me concerned. But there's no official statement from Playtonic Games to say otherwise. This was another birthday gift, this one being from my sister and her family. They pre-ordered Yuka Replayly for me, and it is supposed to release on October 9th. Though not a single retailer that has the pre-orders up, except Play Asia, has October 9th as a release date. They're still showing December 31st, and I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get it or not at this point, because we are like 3 weeks ish from that date, and nobody's like confirming that that's still releasing on the same day that the game releases. We just know that Playtonic Games has said it's fully on the cartridge, it's physical, it releases on October 9th. That's it. That's all they said, right? So there's not, I don't know of a way to actually contact them, but I'm looking, because I definitely want to know, like, am I going to get it on that day? Do I need to wait? So that could go either way. If something falls through with that, then Xenoblade Chronicles may fall into its slot. But then, like, there's a game that's sort of just hanging out in, like, the realm of possibility, but I don't know when I'm going to get it. Limited Run sent me a email a few days ago saying that my pre-order is ready to ship. And I did not forget about this pre-order. I have been dying to get my hands on this pre-order. That's a Gex Trilogy for Switch 1. Like, waiting for this. I love those games. Freaking love those games. So when that comes in, I will have to like rework the whole schedule, because I will definitely want that to be there. We'll do an unboxing and a gameplay, just like I do for every game that I do pick up, as long as systems don't fail. I picked up Tears of the Kingdom and did like a whole video and recorded it, and then the computer just didn't even record any of it. It said it was recording and then saved nothing. So that whole unboxing video and gameplay, it's lost, and I can't re-unbox the game. So yeah, that was great. That was fun stuff. But anyway, so Gex could fall in somewhere if need be. But if not, if it just follows the schedule as it's supposed to be, October 11th would be Yuka Replayly. October 18th would be Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 Edition. Luigi's Mansion 2 is what I had set for October 25th, because I assume less people have or have played the Switch version of that game than 3, because a lot of people were upset that it was a 3DS game, slightly cleaned up, ported over, and it was still $60. I love Luigi's Mansion. I would do the same thing for 1 if they just cleaned it up slightly and slapped it on Switch 1 on a physical cartridge. Yeah, I would pay 60. I'd pay 70. I'd be a fool, but I would be happy at the end of the day. So it doesn't even matter. So, you know, special little Halloween one. November 1st, I'm going to finally do Mario Kart World. I was never intentionally like pushed off. It just sort of just worked its way into doing that, because a lot of the things up to this point were like things released on those days, or I got new games, so I was like wanting to show those off, or, you know, trying to work some Switch 1s in there so it wasn't all Switch 2 or Switch 2 Edition. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna finally do that one. And then the last date I did not talk about was November 8th, being Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Just playing with this thing. That's what the schedule looks like for this season. Was really thinking about coming back for season 5. Not sure when to do that though, because I mean, here's the situation that I would run into, just so you guys kind of understand why there might be a decent chunk of time there, right? I was thinking to come back on Valentine's Day, so February 14th, which would be just after Mario Tennis Fever releases. So you would have that one to come in. But when it comes to like actual Switch 2 games or Switch 2 editions that I have not covered that are still in my library, because Street Fighter 6 is not, that leaves Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk 2077. If I could find a way to do split fiction, I would absolutely do that. The whole like you have to play multiplayer and you can't game share it. I don't think. If you could, it would be so simple. It would just be on the Switch 1 game shared, but I don't think that's a possibility. Welcome Tour, and then Switch 2 edition of Tears of the Kingdom, and everything else is speculating on if I find a way to buy it. So Metroid Prime 4, Mortal Kombat Collection, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book would be when it releases, but that could be, I mean, that could be May, right? That was spring, and then Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 edition was also spring. So, I mean, in theory, it could be April, May, and I would have to fill February and March, which Switch 1 library, I could fill that all day, right? Because I've got a massive Switch 1 collection, even after trading a bunch of stuff in. Probably because I'm not so good with saving money. So, do not ask me for financial advice. I will steer you wrong every time. But it would just be like a whole season filled with nothing but Switch 1 games. And then also, you have to think about the fact that if I were to take another break and split it for another season or whatever, where would I do that? Right? Because the logical thing would be like come back in February, end in May, take the summer off, come back in August, and do this whole thing almost identical to how I did it before. Maybe a few less episodes here and there. The problem with that is a lot of games come out in June and July. I mean, not that there's specifically things scheduled right now, but if you look at most years and their game releases and stuff, you have things release in summertime, and you have things release at holidays. Usually October, November are your biggest release schedules. So I don't want to miss either one of those. But I also don't think I could keep this going the entire year without some gaps in between. So I'm still figuring out, what to do with the series going forward. And this is where you guys could definitely chime in. Any of you guys that faithfully watch the series or are new to the series and you want to continue to support it, let me know what you guys think. As far as when should I come back in, if I should even do a season 5 or potentially a season 6. I mean, technically, I don't have to stop. I could just do these whenever. I just feel like that's not the best way to go forward, because there would be a lot of gaps, and I don't want you guys to get used to a specific release schedule of okay, so it's Saturday 9 a.m. I should be watching this, and then I don't have an episode. And I also don't want to get burnt out on it again. I would like to keep this going, so splitting it into seasons and only doing it for so many months at a time helps. It helps a lot. Um, so I really don't know. I was thinking maybe like April, May to come back, and then go through November, because right there, like the week before Thanksgiving, feels like a good place to end a season. That way, I'm done for a while. I can take a break for the holidays, start off the year, get things set, get some stuff to release. So there's new backlogs of games that I can do this for, and you know, just start fresh the next year. It's just February honestly feels a little early, because I might actually run out of content eventually doing it that way. So, especially when I can't afford to get every single game that comes out every year. It would be great if I could, and if we could get more, like way more support for this channel, where some income could come through from this. That would help. That would help a lot. But I'm not going to put that pressure on you guys. I don't have to be monetized. I am not here to do that. I'm just here to talk games. I feel like when you start bringing in a lot of the monetization stuff, you start to have your opinions swayed one way or another, or you start doing a lot of types of videos where you're trying to get people to watch, and it's not what people think it is. So I'm trying to keep it just genuine. So like, if it never makes money, that's fine. As long as you guys are watching and you're supporting and you're letting me know, how you guys feel about it, and what kinds of stuff you want to see. That's the most important thing. It's not that I'll like change my opinions to fit you guys, but if you want more talk about retro consoles, we could do that. If you like the Let's Play Tabletop and you want to see more of that, absolutely keep supporting it, and I'll keep doing it. The unboxings, I can keep doing those, so long as I have things to unbox. I mean, I could always just throw something in a box and be like, "Hey, we're unboxing this," but eventually, like, you guys would catch on, and that would be not great. So, but let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I just figured I'd let you know that there is a stopping point to season 4, and that is November 22nd. So keep supporting it now through then, and even after then. You can just go back and watch the old episodes. It's not like too many of those are dated to a specific thing. It's just checking out how games look and run on Switch 2. So if you were curious about certain Switch 1 titles, how Switch 2 editions look compared to, what you know about them on Switch 1, or just you really want to look at some Switch 2 games, the new stuff. I try to diversify some of that, but there's only so many games that I play. So if you're hoping for Madden or NBA, it's probably not going to happen. Unless they find their way to the dollar bin really quick, and then they'll be like, "Hey, guess what I found at GameStop?" And I just bring in a bag of old sports games. I wouldn't have good opinions on those, though. But I try. And if there's certain Switch 1 games that you guys do want to see, even if it seems like a far-fetched idea, like some rare Switch 1 game, go ahead and mention it in the comments section and say, like, "Hey, if you have access to this, can we see Shantae or something or whatever?" And if I have the game still, I will definitely do one for that. I will take requests while I have the game. And if I don't have the game, I can always ask my brother, and if you've seen the videos where I've talked about that, him and his stepson are doing a YouTube channel as well, Dynamic Retro Duo. They do a lot of retro unboxing videos and stuff, sometimes gameplay, like Let's Play stuff. So check them out when you get the chance. But yeah, so that's my brother, and his stepson, my nephew. Um, so I can always borrow things from them and play it. I've also got 3 friends that have Switch ones in their own personal libraries. Um, and, every so often they'll have a game that I don't have, and so I could do the same thing, right? I could always borrow the first Daemon Ex Machina from Larry. He's just up the road. Uh, I could borrow that from him again just to do an episode for you guys. Probably should have done that when I borrowed it last time, but I never got a chance to play the game, so I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. But that's all I'm saying is if there are certain Switch 1, Switch 2, or Switch 2 edition games that you guys want to see, suggest it. It's not gonna. There are no wrong answers to what you can suggest. Just I don't have this now, or I don't have access to this is probably the worst answer you might get back. But it's not like I will never do this. It'll be like, hey, give me some time. I might look into it just to see what we can do. No promises, but can always see. But yeah, I think that's all I got really. I just wanted to talk about that back there, and see how good that looked on camera, which is not great, but I like it. I like it. And then, yeah, talk about the Let's Plays. Like I said, eventually we'll do this game from this artwork in a Let's Play. Maybe season 5. I might just go ahead and like take that and slap it into the lineup somewhere in season 5. Or if Yuka Replayly doesn't come in time, and Gex Trilogy doesn't come in time, we always have a backup. So yeah. Anyway, just hit that like button if you like the video. Comment down below anything you think or any suggestions for future Let's Play tabletops or other types of videos. Hit the subscribe button so we can get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully before the end of the year. That would be fantastic. I would definitely do a giveaway of some kind at the end of the year if we make it. If not, we'll talk about what might happen when we get to it next year. We'll talk about that when we get to that point. And hit the bell notification button. That's very important if you want to be notified about all the random, whenever I feel like it, video releases. And that way you can watch it. You can support the channel and support the content. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.